Hello and welcome to Daddy and Rocco's RC channel. And before you say it, no, I'm not a Russian sympathizer. It just so happens to be a Russian plane, an old warplane. And this plane is the Yak-11 Steadfast. It was a trainer for the Russian Air Force a long time ago. And a guy in Australia then converted one of them into a racer, and it actually had the speed record. So this is a replica of that. I've given it a nice coat of paint, and very nervous, very nervous to fly this. It's big, it's huge. It's the first plane I had with retractable landing gear. It's 6S. The motor is a monster. It's huge in there. It's one big motor. Huge 16-inch propeller. She's quite heavy. I guess for the size of the plane, she's not heavy, but to me she feels very heavy, cumbersome. Walking it to the park here was a bit of a bit difficult. You don't know where to hold the plane, but yeah, so here she is. This plane is capable of speeds of over 100 miles an hour. I've watched videos and yeah, that's confirmed, and that's stock out the box. I'm running a high voltage battery, so I might get a little bit more, who knows. But one problem is the high voltage batteries are quite light. Even though it's a 6500, it was a bit of a struggle to get the center of gravity right. So what I did, because I was going to measure the speed anyway, well really I shouldn't do that on the maiden, I should just test it out and make sure everything's alright. But I put a GNSS performance analyzer in there to measure the speed, but it won't even switch on. So I don't know what's wrong with that, but that's the way it is. So the battery, I've literally got it all the way forward. There's barely any strap holding it down. It's a big, massive 6S high voltage battery, 6500, and it's currently at 25.84 volts. I'm running the Lemon RX 7-channel receiver. I binned the last Lemon. I think that was the cause of my crashes, but I got a diversity satellite receiver as well to make sure I got full range and good signal coverage. So I got one aerial, you can see it there, going that way. I got one aerial going upwards. I got one aerial down there pointing that way along the wing, and then I've got one aerial somewhere down there pointing down towards the floor. Hopefully that should be okay. One thing I've got to sort out is I got to try and work out a way for this voltage meter, and it tells you the current in real time on the transmitter, but it's an tx16s connector and the plane is tx90 and the battery is tx90, so I sort of had to mock a load of connectors together to make it work, which isn't very good, not a good idea, but it's the only way I can do it right now. Yeah, the plane went together really nicely, pretty easy to build, and I gave it a coat of paint, which the paint actually took nearly a week to dry properly. It was still a bit tacky and sticky in a few places, and then when it did dry, taking the plane off the plane stand, it stuck to that. So yeah, it's all dry now, and I'm hoping I've got it all set up right for the first time I actually added a flap mix. So when the flaps come down, they're split flaps, so they go up into the wing. If you can see that there, I'll show you when I got the plane going. But I got a mix on the elevator, so that when I use the flaps, the elevator will compensate and stop it from ballooning up, which I've never done before. So I never used the flaps before. Well, I did, but I used to hate the ballooning so much, and I couldn't work out how to set that up on the transmitter. So I just thought, right, I'll just won't use flaps and fly without flaps and land and take off without flaps. This one, the last thing I want to do is stall the plane or land too hot, so the flaps really help with slowing it down, and also, you know, keeping the wings with lift. At least that's how I think it works. So yeah, I'm very nervous to fly this, considering that my last flight was the Ranger 1600 and I had a problem, which I believe is the receiver. It was something wrong with the stability. I lost all input and it was turning to the left. I tried to compensate for that and I just had nothing. I couldn't do anything about it, and it just slammed into the floor. It's not a bad crash, it's repairable, which I will get round to doing. Yeah, I've always wanted a warbird, and they're kind of one of the hardest things to fly, except the jet. Well, I've been there, done that with the jet. That was my first plane, and yeah, I had the crashes. One crash was pilot error, and the other two crashes were signal loss, and just so happens to be the same receiver that I had the signal loss or the problem with stability on the Ranger. It's exactly the same receiver. So I've been that now. I'm never going to use it again. I've had so many problems. You might notice in my videos when I'm flying it says signal critical, you know, or signal loss, you know. And I first noticed it with the jet, where the motor would cut out just for like a second and then come back. Well, you know, I'm still learning all this stuff. That was towards the end of last year that I started flying. And yeah, I learned the hard way with crashes. But I'm hoping, you know, Lord willing, I won't crash it today, and we'll have a nice flight. Apparently it sounds, well, according to the videos that I've watched, it sounds amazing. It almost sounds real. It sounds like it's got an actual combustion engine, not electric, and it's extremely rapid, extremely capable, very aerobatic. I won't be doing any of that. I'm just, you know, I'm putting myself, taking this thing off, and you know, just look at the size of that prop. It's absolutely huge. It's massive. That could do some serious injury if you're not careful. Yeah, I hope I got the CG right. It's the best I could do with the batteries I got. I hope I got it all set up right in the radio. I spent a lot of time setting it up. Yeah, it'd be nice to have this plane come back in one piece. And I got the other added thing with retractable landing gear, so they go up into the body or into the wings. That's another thing that I need to think about and be conscious of. Obviously it's not a good idea to land this plane with no wheels down. Yeah, so I'm just gonna build up some courage, put the canopy on, and hopefully it all flies well and I got the CG right and all the settings right. So I should have been flying maybe 20-30 minutes ago, but I just thought I'd do a check on things, and it looks like the stability wasn't working, and I could do with the stability with it being gusty and windy today. I did adjust the settings, but it still doesn't seem to be very much. It's like very minimal. So I don't know what to think about that. Let's just go for it. And I had a lot of people walking past and stuff like that and looking at the plane, so that wasn't a good time to take off anyway. But it looks pretty clear now. Let's just go for it. See what happens. So yeah, one thing I got to get used to is keeping down elevator when I come into land. As soon as those wheels hit the floor, I've got to make sure I keep that elevator up to keep that tail down, otherwise it trips over itself and then hit the floor. That's also the case with taxiing, and I'm guessing, you know, taking off up to a certain point. As soon as that tail comes up and it's rolling freely, I guess you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, learning all this stuff as I go. So low rates seem very, very low. I don't know whether to take off in low rates or what. If I just see, I think I'll take off in low rates. I'll put half flaps on.
Flaps up. Flaps full. Flaps half. Flaps up.
Yeah.
Flaps half.
Let's just see how it goes. Right, move it around. Oh, look at the wind picking up now. Wow. Keep the elevator. Keep the elevator stick pointing down. Okay, she's up.
5 minutes.
Gear up. Ooh. She's quite nose heavy. I'm probably, oh, I got my flaps up, haven't I? Flaps down.
Flaps up.
Okay. So scary. Oh, I lost orientation then. Oh, she's rolling to the right a little bit. That's probably the wind because the stability is not very good. Turn the gain up. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do a range test.
Stabilization. 4 minutes.
Oh. Okay, I just got to get used to this and basically flying with no stability. I think she's a bit nose heavy as well.
RSSI critical.
Oh, don't like that. Oh, I'm shaking.
Center.
am flying it a bit slow. We're not doing coordinated turns, they're a bit messy. I'm not using the rudder. Too much to think about right now. I'm actually really worried about landing this. Oh dear, low battery already. It's not good.
Low battery. Low battery.
Right, bring your landing gear down.
Low battery.
Okay. Oh, look at the wind.
Low battery. Low battery. 1 minute. Low battery.
Oh, nearly stalled it then.
Low battery.
Whoa.
Low battery.
Okay. Oh, and I did exactly what I didn't want to do. Right. So I did a lot of things wrong there. A heck of a lot of things. Yeah, so I did a lot of things wrong. So, first thing, I shouldn't have really taken off until I worked out what that stability problem is. The other thing as well is this plane seems to be rolling to the left like the Ranger, but it's a different receiver. Obviously the only thing that is the same is the transmitter. I wouldn't have thought the transmitter's causing that. So I don't know what was going on, but I'm thankful she's down. I have to be really careful with this prop. I'm thankful she was down. But yeah, I didn't like that. That was scary. I had the sun in my eyes when I was flying over there. Compared to my other planes, I've normally got lights all over it so I can see the orientation. In this sort of light, you know, it's a grey plane and the underneath of it's like a pale blue, so it's not the easiest plane to see. In the videos I watched, everybody was saying, oh yeah, it's very visible, and for me it wasn't, it really wasn't. But I'm gonna end it with that flight. I wasn't happy. I need to go back to the drawing board, work out what I'm doing wrong, sort out the stability problem. I really wasn't confident in flying in this wind. One thing I will say, I was flying it way too slow and it didn't go into a stall, so that's a good thing. And that's quite amazing, because I was really struggling. I can't put that battery any more forward, and I put that right far forward as well, and I was still struggling to get CG. So I'm going to go tx16s. I've watched ones, they're just too light, even though they're bigger capacity and more power, they're just too light. So yeah, that's my CG mark there. I can't really tell whether it was tail heavy or not. I think it was going up quite a bit, which I think logically that means it is tail heavy. Yeah, so kind of successful. Yeah, it's in one piece, that's the main thing. But in regards to fun, it was definitely I was literally flying around most of it, which you don't want to be doing. I'm guessing it's the wind that's causing it to roll, not a problem with the receiver. Yeah, it's still got this where's the stability? I did try it, I adjusted the pots up a little bit, still nothing. On the dial, center point is 100% gain, and then anything past that is obviously extra. Yeah, I set the timer for 5.5 minutes, there's 44 seconds left, because I don't know how well to judge this. I didn't hear the battery alarm go off, but my transmitter was saying low battery for some reason. So, and yeah, so this battery pack in the plane is nowhere near used. 91% left, 24.6 volts. I'll have a look at the cells. So 4.07, 4.06, 4.1 volt, 4.1 volt, 4.13 volt, 4.14 volt. Yeah, so 24.67 volts. The battery is not hardly used. None of the wires are warm. Battery's cold. If I can get my fingers in there. It was cold. So did I stop this camera? I think I already did. Yeah, so there it is. I did have my flaps up. Yeah, I have my flaps up. I didn't land with flaps. So there you are then. The Yak-11 Steadfast. Bit of a boring video, bit of a rubbish maiden for all the problems I said about, but I'm happy that it's down in one piece, because I've not had a good track record just lately. I seem to be crashing everything, but yeah, it's too windy. I'm guessing it's probably about 25 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour, something like that. You see the trees in the background bending a little bit. I can fly in 25 mile an hour winds, no problem, just not in a maiden, and not with stability control not working. I need that. I didn't like having to deal with the wind sort of making it roll and blowing it around a bit. I didn't like that. I like the stability, just making directions to try and keep me pointing in the right direction. It helps, and yeah, probably is a bad thing if you want to progress, because you get so reliant on it. But for me, yeah, I just want to have more flights and less crashes, and that's the point. Everyone uses it today, and why wouldn't you? You don't have to have it on all the way, but it was useless today. It wasn't doing anything. So there we are. That was the Steadfast by hobbyking, Yak-11, and like I said, a bit of a rubbish maiden, but she's down. So I'll just end the video. I'll say what I always say: God bless you and your families. Thanks for watching, and remember, Jesus loves you. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.